basically I wanted to come and make a video just about what sun gazing is, and basically what to expect. So basically the actual act of sun gazing is just where you go and look at the sun. Basically what you do, you go and find a place outside, whether that's, you know, in the grass or in the sand or something of the sort, and you want to stand barefoot. If that's not necessarily possible for you, I'm sure you can make an exception. That's completely fine. But besides that, you want to stand in the grass barefoot. I've read and I've heard that either you can do it with your contacts or glasses in or glasses on. And I've read that, you know, you should take them off. I don't really know. I guess it's really just up to your own preference. As you can tell, I wear glasses, so I've tried both ways. And to be 100% honest, I think I like sun gazing with my glasses better. But I think I'm gonna like switch back and forth, just cause I want to. You want to stand on the earth as close to the earth as possible. I say that because there's been times where I've sun gazed on concrete, you know, just because the grass wasn't necessarily accessible to me, for me. So that's fine. I feel like that's fine. I mean, concrete is like rock of the earth, you know what I mean? So that's fine. So I've read and I've even watched videos of people, you know, saying to start off, you know, oh my God, start off in 10-second intervals. So basically day 1, 10 seconds, day 2, 20 seconds, things like that. I've seen people say start off, you know, with 30 seconds. I honestly believe that, you know, it's just kind of up to you and your personal preference. Me, myself, like I said, I just felt the calling to sun gaze for as long as, you know, I felt possible. And to be 100% honest, my first time, I went I went 9 minutes and 30 seconds, and I could have went even longer, but I just didn't want to push it, you know. My eyes were not hurting, they were not burning, they were not stinging, they weren't irritated at all whatsoever, and my eyes are completely fine now, even still to this day. So basically, whatever you choose, however you choose to start off sun gazing, however long you choose to start off sun gazing, you want to make sure you're barefoot, and you want to make sure you are in those 2 allotted times during the day to be able to sun gaze. Make sure you're gazing at the proper times. You never want to sun gaze outside of these little allotted times because the UV rays are very intense, and yes, you will damage your eyes. So basically, there's 2 chances, you know, during the day where you can sun gaze safely, and that is an hour after sunrise and an hour before sunset, okay? I'm not really sure if people do it twice a day, or, you know, maybe people do. I don't really know. And I guess it's also up to you, your own personal preference, how long or where you want to start, you know, sun gazing, how long you want to start. Me personally, I'm not sure if it's recommended or not, but I honestly just felt the need. I kind of felt the calling to just sun gaze for as long as possible my very first time. So I actually sun gazed for 9 minutes and 30 seconds, about 9 minutes and 30 seconds my first time. Like I said, I'm not sure if that's recommended, but it has been working for me. I've been sun gazing for 10 minutes ever since. I believe I'm up to I believe today is going to be my 6th day. So yeah, so far so good. And I've stayed at 10 minutes consistently. I haven't moved up. A few times I have did just a few minutes, just because I might have been, you know, short on time or something like that. I would recommend during sun gazing is to go into a meditative state. You know, you're going to be staring directly at the sun, and what I do personally is just breathe deeply as if I were meditating, you know. As with any meditative state that you go into, or just any type of meditation you go into, you want to make sure that you want to keep your mind clear. Don't forcefully try to push, you know, ideas or thoughts or any of that out. Just kind of like let the thoughts and everything just kind of flow. You know, don't force anything. just, I don't know, stay in the moment, gaze at the beauty, breathe deeply, be calm, and stay centered. So let me get into the benefits that you could receive from sun gazing. These are just some of them. There's a wide variety. And another thing that I do want to mention, you're your own person, you're gonna, see whatever benefits you and how, sun gazing benefits you. So even though, some people might experience this, that, during their experience, sun gazing doesn't necessarily mean you're going to experience that. You may experience, an intensified level of that, or whatever the case is, you know what I mean? But as far as I know, these are some of the benefits. Basically, one thing that I hear a lot of people say is an increase of energy. And that is definitely what motivated me to actually try sun gazing. I have really weird energy levels, you know what I mean? They're up and down, they're all over the place, and I really wanted something that would help with my energy. I've tried medication, I've tried being positive and shit like that, but honestly, what I will say, sun gazing does definitely give you a boost. And like I said, I'm only on my 5th day as of today, as of right now. So I can just imagine, my energy levels, a month from now. Another thing people experience sun gazing is a decrease in appetite. A lot of people also experience just an easier transition to veganism. And me personally, I'm not there yet. I'm not there on that vegan level yet, but I definitely have been getting the urge to not eat meat pretty much at all, and actually another thing, I haven't been, craving fast food. I refuse. Like, there's some nights I'm like starving and I'm like, dude, I would rather go home and starve than to eat fast food. And that, I'm not gonna lie, that's not necessarily like me. And I've just started doing this since I've been sun gazing, and it's only been a few days of sun gazing. Mind you, I haven't been like consistent with it, but next week I plan on being consistent 7 days straight. We'll see how that goes. What's so interesting to me is that there's actual research, there's actual studies that has been proven that sun gazing actually helps. It actually helps with decalcifying your pineal gland. Usually with age, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And for people who consistently sun gaze, especially for years and even decades, their pineal glands have gotten even bigger. I find that so interesting. Another thing is an increase. I'm sorry. There's like these geese that just popped up out of nowhere. Yes. Another thing is an increase of melatonin and serotonin, and basically those are your like feel-good hormones. And as you know, I've stated in my personal experience, I definitely have had a boost in energy, and as you can imagine, it's definitely boosted my happiness. It's definitely just made me way more hopeful and just way more positive just within life itself. So yes, definitely what I will also recommend before even trying sun gazing is research. Do your YouTube research, do your internet research, do your research before trying, you know what I mean? See people's testimonials on it, and I'll be giving my own testimonial after my 7th day completed 7-day sun gazing experience. So yes, do your research. I'm pretty sure whatever you come across is going to be fucking amazing, because I genuinely, like I said, like there's actual research and studies that have been proven that this actually helps. And not only that, I mean, if you're definitely on a spiritual journey or a spiritual awakening, it definitely helps you connect with the divine. I believe myself that the sun is its own being, you know what I mean? Its own spiritual being. So if I can somehow, absorb any type of information or any type of just anything within the sun it's willing to, put out there for me to receive.